The moment the CEO leaned forward beneath the sparkling lights of the company celebration and gently kissed the quiet single father in front of hundreds of stunned employees, the music seemed to disappear. Conversations stopped. Glasses froze halfway to lips. Cameras flashed without warning. Yet what shocked everyone even more was what happened the very next morning, when she stood outside his office with tired eyes and asked one heartbreaking question. She wanted to know if he remembered the kiss at all. Before we discover why that unforgettable moment happened and how it changed two wounded lives forever, please like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who believes in kindness, and subscribe to Kindness Paradise if you believe that second chances can rewrite even the most broken stories. Owen Mercer had never imagined his life would lead him into the polished headquarters of one of the country's fastest-growing technology companies. Only 4 years earlier, he had been sleeping on a hospital chair beside his wife until illness stole her away, leaving him to raise their 6-year-old son, Mason, completely alone. Every morning before sunrise, Owen prepared breakfast, packed school lunches, braided together a routine held by determination instead of rest, and hurried to work before most of the city opened its eyes. His co-workers admired his discipline, but few understood how exhausting it was to smile through grief while pretending everything was under control. Every paycheck mattered. Every hour mattered. Every promise he made to his little boy mattered even more. The company's CEO, Serena Caldwell, seemed to belong to another universe entirely. Magazine covers celebrated her brilliance. Investors trusted every decision she made. Employees admired her confidence from a distance but rarely saw the lonely person hidden behind expensive suits and carefully rehearsed speeches. Success had filled her calendar but emptied her personal life. Her father had taught her that emotions weaken leaders, so she buried every feeling beneath endless work until she barely recognized herself anymore. She noticed Owen long before he ever realized she knew his name. She saw him arriving early, quietly helping co-workers solve impossible problems without asking for recognition, and rushing home every evening instead of attending networking dinners because his son always came first. Weeks before the annual company celebration, Serena accidentally walked past the daycare room the company provided during school holidays. Through the glass she noticed Owen sitting on the floor helping Mason build a cardboard spaceship while answering work emails at the same time. The boy laughed with complete trust, believing his father could fix anything. Serena stood silently watching for several minutes before walking away. Something inside her shifted. For the first time in years, she envied someone who had very little money but possessed something she had never managed to build, a genuine family. The company party arrived on a bright afternoon filled with sunlight pouring through enormous windows overlooking the city skyline. Employees celebrated record profits, promotions, and another successful year. Music floated through the elegant ballroom while people laughed more freely than they ever did inside meeting rooms. Owen almost skipped the event because Mason had caught a small cold, but his elderly neighbor insisted on babysitting for a few hours so he could finally enjoy himself. Even then, Owen spent half the afternoon checking his phone to make sure everything at home was fine. During her speech, Serena surprised everyone by talking less about profits and more about people. She thanked teams that had sacrificed weekends, praised departments that supported each other during difficult projects, and finally paused when her eyes settled on Owen standing quietly near the back. Instead of continuing with prepared notes, she walked down from the stage. The room fell silent as she crossed the ballroom. Nobody understood what was happening. She stopped directly in front of Owen. Without saying a word, emotion overwhelmed every wall she had spent years building. She reached forward, gently kissed his cheek, then his lips for a brief, respectful moment that carried more gratitude than romance. The room exploded into whispers and confusion while Owen stood frozen, unable to process what had just happened. The celebration ended awkwardly. Social media filled with blurry photos before sunset. Rumors spread across every department overnight. Some claimed they had been secretly dating. Others insisted it was a publicity stunt. Owen barely slept, replaying the unbelievable moment while worrying more about losing his job than about becoming the center of office gossip. The next morning arrived with warm sunshine pouring across the office parking lot. Owen expected disciplinary meetings or uncomfortable stares. Instead, Serena appeared outside his office carrying 2 cups of coffee. Her confident expression had disappeared. Dark circles beneath her eyes revealed she had not slept either. She quietly asked whether he remembered what had happened at the party. Owen admitted that he remembered every second but could not understand why it happened. Serena lowered her eyes, embarrassed for perhaps the first time in her professional life. She explained that seeing him with his son, watching his quiet kindness toward everyone around him, and realizing how much strength he carried without asking for sympathy had broken something inside her that success never could repair. The kiss had not been planned. It had simply escaped from a heart that had forgotten how to express gratitude. Instead of turning the conversation into office gossip, Owen gently thanked her for her honesty. He confessed that after losing his wife he had stopped believing anyone could ever truly see him again. Most people noticed his responsibilities or admired his resilience, but almost nobody recognized the lonely man beneath them. Serena's unexpected honesty reminded him that even powerful people carry invisible pain. Over the following months, their relationship grew slowly and carefully. Human resources ensured complete transparency, removing any professional conflicts by restructuring reporting lines. They met mostly outside the office, often at sunny parks where Mason chased pigeons while Serena laughed harder than she had in years. She never tried to replace the boy's mother. Instead, she became someone who listened, encouraged, and celebrated every small victory, from school art projects to baseball practice. Owen gradually realized that healing never meant forgetting the past. It meant allowing new joy to exist beside old sorrow. Serena also transformed the company culture. Flexible schedules expanded for parents. Mental health support became available to every employee. Childcare programs improved dramatically after she admitted that watching one devoted father had taught her more about leadership than any business school ever had. Employees stopped talking about the shocking kiss and started talking about the compassionate workplace growing around them. Years later, when visitors asked how such a competitive company became known for extraordinary kindness, few knew the answer began with one unexpected moment at a daytime company celebration, one exhausted single father, and one lonely CEO brave enough to admit she needed humanity more than perfection. If this story has touched your heart, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to Kindness Paradise for more emotional stories that remind us kindness can change lives when we least expect it. Special request, please comment below with, "Everyone deserves a second chance." We'd love to read your thoughts and experiences. Sometimes the greatest miracles do not begin with perfect plans or carefully chosen words. Sometimes they begin with one unexpected act of kindness that gives two broken hearts permission to believe in tomorrow again. And perhaps that is the quiet reminder we all need, that no matter how lonely today feels, compassion has a way of finding us exactly when we have almost stopped looking.